what she started doing was coming even harder. Oh yeah, calling me. Can we do this? Can we do that? Wake up in the morning before I leave if she off work. Hey, can we do this? Can we do that? What's she doing here? She trying to pull me away. But why? See, because this is racking my brain that not only is she keep doing it, but every time I tell her no about this situation, it's all out war. For what? See, throughout all of this time, I don't know anything about a narcissist, right? In my mind, all I'm thinking in this dealing with her is that she crazy. Because at this point, she'd have been in the psych ward on more than one occasion. At this point, she was on some of the strongest psych medication on the market. I know this because of her going through this. And I'm talking with her and trying to get an understanding of what's happening and what's going on. She's telling me the doctor has been increasing her medication. And what's happening is they done got her now on the strongest medication on the market. So again, in my mind, I'm just dealing with a crazy person that only looks sane to other people. So when I start looking back at all this, when I began to learn and understand what narcissistic traits are, everything that she had been doing was a narcissistic trait. Listen, pay attention. Just right here at this situation and dealing with this little restaurant. As soon as I told her about this restaurant, what did she do? All of a sudden, she wanted us to go buy a house. And even after I explained it's not a good time to buy a house right now because I'm tying my money up and opening this little place up, she insisted on getting this Pacific house. And even after we get the house and I get the restaurant open, every time you look around, it is a problem in regards to me not having time to do things around this house that she claimed we got because it didn't need no work, but in turn you end up doing all this work to this house anyway. And she didn't have no understanding of me getting my business up and running over this. But it wasn't about the understanding. See, one of the traits of a narcissist is that they got to keep chaos going on all the time. Because this is what they feed off of, negativity. You see? And what happens is, although they talk about everybody, but they'll have somebody close to them. Close friend, family member, many times their own children, or somebody they married to, like in my case, where she's feeding off of the negativity that she's coming at me with. You see? And in the process of that, their whole goal is to keep the person down. You see what I'm saying? They got to keep you down. So this is why me opening up this little restaurant is such a big problem. It's not that it's a problem for a sound mind. The problem is that because she's a narcissist and she see that as making progress, so she got to stop it by any means necessary. You see what I'm saying? That's why, okay, if we get the house now, it's going to clash with me getting this restaurant. You see, now we got the house trying to keep me there doing stuff that don't need to be done to keep me away from the restaurant. And now that I'm open and that I'm actually starting to grow and she's seeing this, so she got to come at me with this, let's go out to eat. Let's go to the movies. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's do that. And every time I'm telling her no, once again, another narcissistic trait, they can't take when you tell them no because it triggers them. See, I had no understanding how me telling her no about this stuff, and it's so petty how she couldn't understand it because she's a narcissist. It's not about understanding. She has no understanding. It's the fact that you're telling her no. Now it makes her go into a rage because she would go into these psychotic rages, want to argue about this like something didn't really happen. You know, all I did was tell her no, but this is what they do. Just a simple no, and they going crazy. Act like the whole world about to end. But this is what was happening the whole time. So, in my mind, like I said, I didn't know I'm dealing with a narcissist. All I know is I'm dealing with a crazy person. And even though I could say, the hell with what she talking about, I ain't thinking about that. But when you dealing with all this pettiness every day, all this drama every day, at some point it does weigh you down. I don't care who you are. See, it's one thing to be able to be trying to build a business, but the fact that you dealing with all this drama every day, you ain't got no peace of mind, never. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so much going on at home. I'm going to work still stressed out. You see? But at some point, I was like, you know what? Ain't nothing finna stop me. Nothing. You hear me? And I stayed focused on what I was doing. Now, she did not stop. With all the other stuff she was doing, she started nitpicking. You know, like my daughter's there with me almost every day. She called me on the phone with an attitude, talking about, I'm about to come down there and get our daughter. I'm coming to get Brie. I say, well, why is you coming to get her? She say, because I'm off work, so she don't want to be sitting down there in no restaurant, sitting around. I'm about to take her. We about to go to the movies and shopping. And so this becomes a problem when I say no. You see, it's a constant back and forth until I get tired of it and she come down there and get it anyway. At the household, it's constant petty stuff, constant going on. If I tell my daughter, say, get up on a Saturday morning before I go to the restaurant, she's off work. I give my daughter chores to do. She comes and say, oh, no, go on and get your clothes on because we about to go. I said, well, why don't you let her do her chores first? It ain't going to take about 30 minutes for her to finish, and then she can get dressed and y'all can go. Oh, no. Many times, this right here turns into an argument. Once again, narcissistic behavior. She wants to be in control. This is what narcissists do. They want to be in control of every situation going on. Things were so bad. Me and her ain't sleeping in the same bed. We ain't sleeping in the same bedroom. None of that. Because there's so much drama. We getting into it all the time. And she come at me one day because I'm telling her I ain't going. I ain't got time. Do you know she come at me talking about, which, you know, if you just got you a good job, you wouldn't have to worry about trying to open up no business. Blew me away. Now, understand, you know, I done explained the situation and how all this happened in the first place. But this is the kind of things that she would do, throwing shots at me all the time. Now, one day, we get into it. Same thing, something petty. She tell me, well, yeah, since you can't spend no time with your woman, I bet you somebody else will. Now, see, again, this is a narcissistic trait here. What narcissists do is they provoke you. You see, because had I been the kind of man that put his hands on a woman, her saying something like this to me would have sparked me. It would have got a reaction out of me, you know, to smack her upside the head. But because she knows I'm not that kind of man, so she's constantly pushing, constantly trying to provoke me all the time with saying stuff like this. But you know what I told her? I said, hey, baby, better him than me. You go ahead, have yourself a good time. Hell, you want me to pay for dinner? Oh man, she was hot. And I went on, man, and I'm on my grind at the restaurant. Things is booming. I don't care nothing about what's going on at home. You see, but it never ever stopped.